All right, y'all. Welcome back to Moultrie Consulting. So today, what we're going to talk about is my success stories. Yes, success. Everybody likes to talk about success stories, and the reason for my success stories, or us going over my success stories, or the success stories of Moultrie Consultants, or our success stories, is to just let you know the inside of where I'm coming from a business standpoint, and the services that I offer here at Moultrie Consulting, so that you can take advantage of those things and get the bang for your buck. So IT consulting companies, of course, most of us are going to do the technical aspect of it, of break fixes. Uh, but where I like to hang my hat is on the project management aspect, and the reason why I bring up this project management aspect is because of how important it is to me and my overall success. So first is just to jump into my success story, or stories. I'm gonna give you my first one. Fresh out of the box. My first success story is working for a large school system, and I've always been the type of person who has prided himself on processes, and for myself, setting up templates, having a script when someone calls in, or just how my desk or my day is set up, so that as I run into these things that are happening over and over again, I have something ready for those. And if something else pops up, it's I'm not fumbling around with the things that I already should have, placed out or set aside to knock those things out of the way, so I can get to, maybe some other deeper root cause. So I was in Fulton County, and back in 2015, working for a school system. You probably put those two things together. But what one of the best things was is that day is, I remember almost like it was yesterday. I was just like real nervous and anxious. That night going back from work, and I was really just thinking about ways in which I could leverage myself and how I could do this. So, after a couple of days of just being over anxious and kind of running myself rampant, trying to think about the how instead of worrying about the mindset, what I came across was, once I settled down, was a formation or a process to help as I was working in the school system for the desktop support team that we were supporting. One of the things that I came up with was a way to take the ticketing system and make it open to those desktop support people personnel, because they were so short staffed and having to move around, so that they could see those things that they could work on remotely, and those things that they couldn't work on remotely, they would be able to set up a system to come back and double back and get those things for certain situations. And what that allowed them to do was it maximized their potential for when the person was either sick or out, or they didn't have personnel to be able to manage their things more well oiled, and coming up with not only that system to look at the tickets, but also a process for the people who were overseeing. So you needed supervisors or leads to look at these tickets and kind of dole them out to the people based on their specialties. So that was just a part of the system that I had put together and wrote down, that I was able to pass down, and I saw it come to fruition, and they were able to use that system to cover more ground with less people. Now, the downfall of that was is they had to let go of some of their people, and I felt kind of bad about that. But that's what I am. That's probably the reason why I'm here today, is so that we can move past that portion of that process where you have to downsize if you build correctly. And that's why I back to the size thing. Now, moving forward, just to because I want to still try to keep this in that 3 to 5 minutes. I'm running close to 5 minutes. My last success story was at a major financial company. What I was able to do in this major financial company was a plethora of things that I had learned over the time. You see, things just build up, and you can use these things as you're paying attention. I was able to implement asset management, ticketing, and also overall network structure setups to help them be able to get past some of their pitfalls as they move forward. Just to give you an insight on some of the things that I was able to do, especially around asset management, because I know that's real big, because you want to be very careful, and that's going to be kind of like dip into my next video or videos that come as far as like security and having those things in place and how important those things are. But that what I was able to do as far as like in this last job of my last thing in this financial company was I was able to implement certain things on their asset management, like shipping, notating. Within the shipping, I mean, when you ship something, you want to record the serial number, the device, the asset number. If you have those things, when you're shipping them out, and have them stored in one location, so that when you go back through it, not only do you have it in the ticket, I also had, where I was pushing that, putting the information in the ticket, but having a secondary database to then match off of that ticket, so you can kind of see it. So the ticket tells the story, and so does your secondary paperwork that you can pretty much have all in one kind of fatal swoop or fatal or process. I won't say fatal, but those are the things that I was able to do in my success stories. And what they were able to do with those things was to be able to get their assets out to their customer base quicker, and also be able to monitor where those assets were in the system, or in any time when they're in the system. So those are two of my success stories, and two things that I'm very proud of. Just a quick synopsis. I don't want to get into too much details. If you want to talk about it, you can definitely send me an email about what issues you're having with your business, or send me a message or give me a call about any issues you're having with your business, and then we can conversate or collaborate on those things on what you or we need to do to make sure that your company is a success story like those ones that I just mentioned. So, without further ado, I just wanted to give y'all a quick little snippet into that and let you know, guess what? We're booming. Oh!